Hi, everybody. It is January 7th, Wednesday. Clubhouse today. I just wanted to get that in. Clubhouse, 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'll get together with Aaron about 1:30 or so, and then he'll organize it and send out the invite code, however that works. But I really look forward to starting the new year with everybody, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Just finished doing another cameo and had some pictures to send out and some books. So as soon as I finish this, I'm going to be off to the post office and take care of that. Finally found a decent pair of gloves. I have been doing roses, cutting all the roses back, and I finally found some gloves that are thin enough where I can really get into the roses and do what I got to do, but still have enough where the other day I was doing them and got some major thorns in my hand. It was like when I went off to do the Allison Porter session, I was going, oh God, please, because it was right here in this finger was where I got it and right at the edge of my hand. So now that I found these gloves, I think I'll be cool to finish. I still got about 20 more roses to do. I got a lot of roses. So I'm going to take care of that. And then Saturday, heading off to Florida to jump on a ship with Lyle Lovett and play music for a few days out there sailing around the Caribbean or wherever we're going. But I think we end up in Key West. That'll be fun just to see, because I think Little Feat's on. A whole bunch of people are on this boat. Hayes Carl. I mean, there's a whole bunch. So it's going to be kind of like Old Home Week. Plus, when I do these cruises, my favorite thing, because they have areas all set up for the musicians, the artists that are on there that are separate from the people on the ship, where you can eat and do all that and be in your own element. I hate that. I just hate that. I love going around meeting people at their tables and sometimes join some people I've never met for dinner, and we sit and talk, and I find out about their lives, and we talk and we just share stories. And to me, that's really the highlight of doing a cruise, is meeting the people who are attending the cruise. So looking forward to that. But I'm going to do one more movie score thing that I worked on, and then I'll get back to some recordings. But this was the 1991 film Father of the Bride. And I'll read you a little synopsis here. Father of the Bride is a 1991 American romantic comedy starring Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, Kimberly Williams in her film debut, Kieran Culkin, and Martin Short. It is a remake of the 1950 film of the same name. Martin portrays George Banks, a businessman who becomes flustered while he and his family prepare for his daughter's marriage. The film opened to positive reviews and became a box office success. With its success, the sequel, Father of the Bride 2, was released in '95. This was Nancy Meyers and Keaton's second of 5 films together, the first being Baby Boom. The others were Father of the Bride Part 2, Something's Gotta Give, and Father of the Bride 3-ish in 2020. Little plot thing here. The film begins with George Banks sitting in his house right after the wedding reception of his 22-year-old daughter, Annie. George then narrates the events that led up to Annie's wedding. George lives in San Marino, California with his wife, Nina, and their much younger son, Matty. I've driven by the house they used in San Marino. It's still there. Annie, freshly graduated from college, returns home. After traveling around Europe, she announces that she's engaged to Brian McKenzie, despite them only having known each other for 3 months. The sudden shock turns the warm reunion into a heated argument between her and George, but then quickly reconciles in time for Brian to arrive and meet them. Despite his good financial status and likable demeanor, George takes an immediately dislike to him, while Nina accepts him as a potential son-in-law. George does not want to let go of Annie. George and Nina meet Brian's parents, John and Joanne McKenzie, who are wealthy and live in a mansion in Bel Air. John reassures George by expressing how shocked he had initially been at Brian's engagement, and the two couples find when they get along, but George quickly gets into trouble when he begins nosing around the Mackenzies' financial records. He eventually ends up falling into their pool when cornered by their aggressive pet Dobermans, and it goes on and on with all this silliness on this thing. It says the remake rights were acquired by Disney for Turner Entertainment and Touchstone Pictures. It was Steve Martin, a fan of the previous Baby Boom, who brought director Charles Shire and his wife Nancy Meyers on board. According to Shire, Martin had already had a screenplay that he didn't love, and Shire found it awful. The couple significantly rewrote the screenplay with Martin and Diane Keaton in mind. Then it gets to the music. The film's soundtrack, released on Varese Sarabande on December 12, 1991 in the United States, was composed, conducted, and produced by Alan Silvestri and was influenced by jazz and Christmas instrumentals. Apart from his original music, Father of the Bride also makes use of several pop songs, including My Girl by The Temptations, The Boy I'm Going to Marry by Darlene Love, and Chapel of Love by the Dixie Cups. It just got lots of little thing critical response. Rotten Tomatoes. Here, box office. In the United States, Father of the Bride came in second to Hook at the box office during its first week, earning $15 million. It grossed $89.3 million in the United States and Canada and $40 million internationally for a worldwide gross of $129 million. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 71. Robert Ebert gave it 3 stars out of 4 and called it one of the movies with a lot of smiles and laughter going on and a good feeling all the way through and blah, blah, blah. And there's all these different reviews. But I'm just going to go ahead and play a little bit of music. But I just did Alan Silvestri the other day, and this is another project I did with Alan, who I love working with. So I'm just going to play this one track right now for you. I think this is, and again, these things are designated just by a title that has something to do with what's going on the screen, but they're not really songs, that you're doing like a record. This one is just called The Basketball Kiss. And I can't find any credits for all the musicians on these dates. I'm sure they're around somewhere, but I just haven't been able to locate them myself. If anybody has that facility, just go for it. I always appreciate that. So this is called Basketball Kiss, and I'm going to play this for you right now. And I don't know what the visual was for this, but I'm going to go kiss a basketball, I guess. Here we go. There's always just these beautiful little interludes in movies that you get to do, and they're always little snippets, but it is just always enjoyable to work on. I love it. So that's just a little something from Father of the Bride that we worked on with Alan Silvestri. Had a great time day before yesterday in the studio with Allison Porter. The band was great on it. She had really good, so we got 5 tracks done. And it was really great to go on to the old A&M studio lot, which became Henson Studios when the Henson Company took over. And now it is back to the original name there, which is the Chaplin Studios, because Charlie Chaplin originally built this complex. And seeing them, they're kind of restoring it back to the original. John Mayer and his partner bought the place, and they are doing it right. So I was really thrilled. But studio's always been great, but just different things have happened there. But there was a period when Henson was leaving, that got really scary because some of the things that were being talked about for that property were really not good. And I'm so grateful that this turned around and that John and company bought this property, and fully intend to make this place a working music lot. So it was cool, really cool. So I'm going to get running now. I'm going to head to the post office and take care of the stuff that I got to do. And I will see all of our clubhouse members that can make it at 2 o'clock. And look forward to catching up with everybody and wishing everybody a happy new year. So take good care, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.